Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to start on the weekly time frame on the BLX. You can remember last time we met that we were talking about the major resistance up ahead here and the current support down below there. And we have had a nice breakout of that range, and more importantly, we also broke out of this descending wedge, and even more importantly, we broke out of the more important trend line in crypto right there. And you can see not only did we break above it, but we also back tested it as critical support. We are in an interesting spot right now though, because although we've had a nice bullish breakout and a healthy repair, we have nonetheless come into some pretty major resistance up ahead. So we're going to get into that a little bit more deeper here soon. But nonetheless, if we do roll over from here, we're looking at some support coming in back where we broke out and then retested the support. So it's a nice confluence of the trendline breakout support and the horizontal level. But nonetheless, this should be green. Let me go ahead and change that real quick. And the next support would come in down at 18.3-ish over here, 18.5, whatever we want to call it. And then nonetheless, as low as even the upward trending trend line we have here, which you can see all the touch points going back all the way to the 2017 bubble and the 2018 bottom here. So a lot of confluence, and I like this channel. I actually took some measurements the other day. It's about 40% year over year increase, this line, and we just cloned it from the bottom to the top. You can see it's the same as the last video, but I have a couple more middle lines here as points of reference. Uh, so if we look at also more indicators like the RSI, you can see we've also had a nice breakout of the big descending line here, and we've put in a nice higher high even, so that's nice to see. And on the weekly RSI, or stock RSI rather, we have some healthy momentum, and the signal line, the fast line, the blue line, is above the slow line, the orange line. And as long as we're up here, we got quite a bit of momentum above us, or with us rather, to push higher here. So I wanted to look at some other angles of this for you too. So we're going to go to the regular Bitcoin chart now, not the BLX. We'll go to a daily and we'll take it off log. You can see on the daily time frame, we are showing a little bit of weakness here, and we're showing it more specifically in the RSI. You could see that price trending higher here and RSI trending lower here. So that is bearish divergence. So not something to be too concerned on. This is a daily time frame here. However, we know divergence plays out pretty well here, because you can remember that on a weekly time frame we had some bullish divergence here. Sorry, that was not a good view, but we had RSI trending higher here up to here, and that was when price was trending lower, and that's what flipped this whole thing around, and that's what was able to get us on the right side a little earlier. But then likewise, even the double top over here, kind of like this double bottom down here, we've had a high and a higher high with price here, and RSI was trending down that whole time as well. So the bigger the time frame and the bigger the space, the more powerful and dramatic the move can be. So that being said, on a daily time frame, sorry, that's how we could see some resistance come up over here, and we could see some lower price action, whether it's bouncing there or bouncing here or back to the BLX on a log and as low as down here, right? I do want to give you another angle and perspective though. If we do get rejected from there, I could see us playing out. You can see we have a potential shoulder, we have a potential head, and then we could make another shoulder here. So a little sloppy. It's not a perfect shoulder. It's more like that, kind of a interesting shape. They don't all have to be perfect, but then we'd have a nice breakout target though, and that could push us a bit higher. So we can measure the neckline from the bottom and the breakout point. Say it's over in July. That would push us towards the $40,000 level or so. So that's interesting to see, but nonetheless, a nice healthy repair, met with some resistance. I'm going to give you another angle of that right now. Okay, so another important angle that you can see it from, all I did was add a couple moving averages here. You can see the inputs here. We're only using the 14 and the 50, so the purple and the green. But what we want to look at is ever since these crossed, right, the purple line has been pretty major resistance. You can see all the touch points here, and now we have finally broken above it. And not only have we broken above it, but we got resistance by the green line now. So we want to see that the purple line crosses back above the green eventually, and you can see they're kind of on a path to cross somewhere over here, which would be in April. That is if price can be within a reasonable distance of here. Of course, the higher we climb, the quicker this line is going to go, and the lower we fall, this one will flatten out a bit, and this one will keep trending down. But nonetheless, they're on a nice path to collide here. And what I want to compare it to is a very similar pattern to all the way back in 2015 here, where if I zoom in, you can see that same thing. Ever since the purple line crossed below the green line, the purple line was major resistance until we broke above it. But once we broke above it, we tested that green line. And not only did we test that green line, but I said there was a lot of similarities, right? So if you look at the resistance up ahead here, that was a double top, just like the $25,000 level we're messing with right now, which was also that previous support. And you can see what happened in this fractal pattern is that after we were met with that green resistance, we actually fell pretty hard through the purple line even and tested the lows. On some other charts, it actually tested the low or even slightly lower. But you can see over here, we had a final flush out before then the actual line crossed over here. And that was when the real bull market started. That was the 2017 huge hype cycle, right? So it took a couple years actually. But nonetheless, when these lines cross, it's party time, right? There's not usually a lot of false signals when the market's trending, that is, at least. So when the market's going a little more sideways, you can get a little bit of that play. But when the market's trending hard, you can see the cross. Bitcoin goes on a nice run. You could see the cross over here, nice run. And you can see the cross over here, a nice run. Anyways, on a monthly time frame, we can see that the stock RSI has also now confirmed above that 20 level. So we have some momentum on a monthly time frame, and this one has no false signals. You can see the last time it crossed above here, the last time we crossed was the bottom of that 2018 bear market, and the last time we crossed over here was that bottom of the 2015 bear market. So yeah, we're getting a lot of confluence of bottoms being in right here. It's just we don't know what we're going to look like to that upside just yet. It looks more like 2015's bottom, where we might retest the lows and have a nice slower climb to the all-time high before then launch, versus 2018, 17, and this period over here, it was a little different. We had pretty traditional bear market structure here, but then in the middle here we had a big pump up just to retest the lows significantly later, and then a pretty short-lived bull market because of this ABC correction that we've gone over in other videos. But yeah, we look a lot more like 2015 right now. And you can see even on a monthly time frame, this month closed pretty strong here at resistance at that 23,000-ish level. So, but this month's a fresh month. It's literally the second day in this month. So we got a lot of time before this closes. This month could test the previous months over here at 20,000, or it could break out and test the $31,000, the next monthly highs over here and this midline here. So that's what I'm looking at right now on Bitcoin. And we'll catch up now on some Ethereum. Let's see, let's go to a weekly time frame. We do have some momentum in Ethereum right now. That's nice to see. And with Ethereum, we've broken out of this triangle, and now we've also even broken out of the more important one and also tested it as support. So looking a lot like Bitcoin, slightly different. XRP, on the other hand, we talked about all these resistance levels as well, and so far we've just taken out checkmark number 1. We see that we have the more tight resistance closing in on here, not only broken out, but also back tested as support. So same story, different coin, except now we got that next resistance over here at that 55 cents downtrending every day, but we still got some support coming in here. So we still have another apex coming up here before the volatility really picks up for XRP. And then you can also see on the weekly RSI here that we have done that nice breakout that we are looking for, and we've also back tested as support, and we're still riding this nice upward trending support now, and we've also made that higher high. So that's nice to see. XRP looks really healthy, to be honest, and yeah, I mean, bigger explosion coming on this one. Bitcoin and Ethereum have a little more volatility to them right now, but that's totally okay. Thank you everyone for watching today's video. I appreciate you all as always. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you for the extra 90 something subscribers on the way out from making my last car video about 7 months ago. Means a lot. I really appreciate that. I'm going to get back into the car stuff as soon as I can. Next month or so here, I'll pull out the Z, and I got a lot of content lined up, ready to go. Check out my channel. I got a lot of cool videos documenting the whole build. You could previously backtrack all the Bitcoin stuff we've talked about. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.